Good morning. I'm Dr. Robert, and on this edition of 5-ish Minutes with Dr. Robert, I'm going to be discussing the Yamas and Niyamas. Those of you who have heard of the Yamas and Niyamas probably are thinking of the 5 Yamas and 5 Niyamas mentioned in the Patanjali Yoga Sutras. And this is certainly a fine and appropriate list to think of, though there are, it would appear, more than 50 lists of yamas and niyamas in the various classical texts. The word yama is often defined to mean restraint. Originally, it meant a rein, like if you're driving a horse or another animal of burden, something that you can rein in with. So the purpose of the Yama is to rein you in. The word Yama also means the god of death, who permanently reins you in as a personality over this lifetime that you've been doing things. So the Yamas, as a group, are the things that you should avoid doing. You will possibly recall, and I always have to look again because I never seem to remember the list of 5 in Patanjali. They are ahimsa, satya, aparigraha, asteya, and brahmacharya, of which possibly many people feel that ahimsa is the most important. In fact, there is a saying in Sanskrit, ahimsa paramo dharma. The supreme dharma is ahimsa, which means non-violence. That means non-violence to yourself, non-violence to others, non-violence to the universe as a whole. The others are, we could sometimes think of being derived from that. So asteya means non-stealing, aparigraha means non-covetousness, but these are ways in which you might encroach on other parts of the environment that may not wish for your encroachment. Satya means to observe truth, which is always a challenge simply because how to express truth in Vaikari Vani, in ordinary human speech, is sometimes not as easy as being able to perceive truth using another form of communication. Brahmacharya literally means to behave in a way that is appropriate for the supreme reality. Often brahmacharya is limited to indicate appropriate sexual behavior. So however you look at them, these are things that need to be restrained. You need to limit yourself so that you are reining yourself in, so that you are not galloping ahead in a direction that is going to be unbeneficial to you and to others. The niyamas, on the other hand, are things that you should do. Ni, in this context, is a prefix that suggests an internalization, a moving within. So you're moving this reining effect inside, and you are actively limiting yourself, but in such a way that it will have, hopefully, a positive effect on encouraging you to develop in the right direction. And the 5 niyamas that Patanjali includes are shocha, which means purity, santosha, which means contentment, tapas, meaning penance, swadhyaya, meaning self-study, and ishvara pranidan, meaning surrender to the supreme. Some of the other niyamas that appear in other lists include dana, which means donation, generosity, astikya, that means believing that there is something that actually exists, hri, which means modesty and being modest about your accomplishments and acknowledging all of your limitations, and similar things. So of the 5 niyamas, probably the most important is santosha. If you are satisfied, then you're less likely to be either craving raga or avoiding dvesha. So if you do nothing other than attempt to follow the yama of ahimsa, being nonviolent, and the niyama of being satisfied, santosha, then it is very likely that will move you ahead in a positive direction. This is Dr. Robert wishing everyone a happy and well-controlled existence.